So many thanks for all your questions that have been coming in. We've got a few more which we'll direct to our resident mechanic, John. First up, John, how do you get all the bolts out? It's a bit of a big question.
Hopefully they'll come out nice and easily, but they never really do. WD-40, let them soak into about 24 hours or so, and then just try and take them out. Impact guns always work.
Yep.
Because they come out, but yeah, you do sometimes snap them, and sometimes they just don't move. So
yeah, I mean, one of the things we've done here is try to do a very realistic garage setup. So we've got hand tools and things, but we've not got any special things. There's no extra acetylene torches, and there's no extra help. So we've snapped off a couple of bolts. What would we do in that eventuality?
Well, hopefully you wouldn't get to that point. You'll be able to put heat onto the bolt or the nuts, and then if you just keep doing that and then just working it back and forth, it would eventually come out. Especially, like I say, if you soaked in WD-40 beforehand. But yeah, if it does snap, unfortunately, you just got to get on with it. Either punch it out or drill it out and then tap it again.
Yeah, and that's probably the most common thing. You know, depending on how old your Land Rover is and how well maintained it's been, is just to drill straight through that screw and use some stud extractors for that, which are available from hardware stores and things. If you're disassembling your whole Land Rover, you're pretty well guaranteed you're going to snap a nut off, bolt off somewhere. And this has been no exception. In terms of heat, you mentioned, we haven't got any heat here, but how does that work so people can understand?
Well, applying heat to the nut would allow applying heat to metal would allow the metal to expand. So if you apply it to the threaded side, be it the nut side, you're allowing the nut to just get slightly bigger, basically. Obviously it's going to be extremely hot, you will get it sort of red and white, so don't touch it. But as you put the span on it, then it will then start to come out. And it will just allow the rust that's all in the thread to free off a little bit.
So, in short, you're heating up the bit that's not the main screw. So if it's a casting, you're heating up the casting, not the main screw. If it's the nut, as you mentioned, it's the nut. Try not to direct it at the actual bolts, because if that expands, you're making the problem a lot harder.
Yeah, you just counteract it itself. So.